Welcome to our next tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to create a one-page site for a web page. We have to create from scratch with jQuery. We create a page that is 100% of the height of the browser window, and of course we have a navigation that is fixed to the top. And when we click, it will animate us to the next div. So that is what we're going to create now. So I expect you to go on the jQuery site, click on the first page on download jQuery, and get the latest version of jQuery, the compressed version, production version, or uncompressed development version. It's up to you. Of course, I created a folder in my projects folder, and here we create two new folders, one for CSS, cascading style sheets, and one for JS, JavaScript. And of course, here we will insert our jQuery file. So now go to your downloaded file and copy it and paste it inside of your JavaScript file folder. Then create a new file and call it onepage.css and our CSS folder, and create a new file in our JavaScript folder and call it onepage.js. And of course, in our onepage.tut folder, or not a new folder, we're going to create a new file inside of our root folder, and I call this index.html. And of course, here we create a normal HTML structure, and I give it the title one-pager, save it, and here we're going to link all our files we just created. So at first we're going to insert our style sheet. So we write link rel style sheet. It's a type text CSS, and the href is from our root file. So I expect you to go here and go to your folder, copy and paste your link and paste it here. Now we're going inside of our CSS folder, and of course we're going inside of our file. So we link our file and say onepage.css and close the deck. Then we need to insert two script files, of course, and at first we need to insert our jQuery file, otherwise it won't work. So we copy and paste our root directory, and we will go inside of our JavaScript folder and link our jQuery file. So I call it jQuery -2.1.4.min.js. If your JavaScript file has another name, you need to give it your name, or you have another version, you need to control this. So don't type this, don't just type it, just know what your file is called and write your file name. Of course, we link our own created script, and we call it from the root folder, and go inside of our JavaScript folder and call onepage.js. And that's all. Now we're going to create our navigation, just a little unordered list, and inside we will create some list items, 3 of them, but we can create as much as we want. It's no problem, because we will create our linkification in the code below. so in the code behind, so no, don't worry of this. So we need to give it some a tags, anchor tags, and call it first, and we'll make an a tag with second. It doesn't matter how you call your links here, at least they need to be called the same as your IDs of your diffs later. So I call it first, second, and third, but at least you can call it whatever you want. So if you want to call it home, contact, and so on, it's no problem. So maybe we do this and call it home, and we call this contact home, to show you that it doesn't matter how you call these links here. Now we create some diffs and give it the class 1 page and copy this 3 times because we have 3 links. And now we need to give it IDs, and now it's important that this ID is the same as you called your links here. So otherwise it won't work. So if you you can give it whatever you want. It can be it can have a name first contact home or whatever the fuck you want. It's no problem, but your div has to be the same. So if you called it the what the fuck, you need to call this div what the fuck, you know. So contact, and the last one is home. We'll save this, and now we are going to our CSS file. At first we need to change our HTML and body tag, because they are a little bit different, because we need to give them, because they are the parents of the parents, it's the first tag, and it's the first tag inside of our body tag. So we need to give them a height of 100%, otherwise it won't work. And of course we need to give it a top offset from 0, and from left side also 0, because they will have a padding from the top and from the left. So we need to do this. It's not a padding, it's the offset, I guess. So next we're going to style our navigation. So we give it the position fixed, so that it don't move. So if you reload this, it will always stay at the top. Okay. So now we also don't want it to be to have padding or margin or top offset and from left. So we set this to 0, 0, and padding 0. And now we style our list items, and we don't want them to be one under another. We want them in a row. So we say display inline and reload it. And now we give it padding and say 0 and 20. What it says is that it's top and down it doesn't have a padding, but on the left and the right the padding is 20. So this is the padding, this is the padding, this is the padding, and this is the padding. Okay, so if we have this, now we are going to style our one page class, and of course we're going to give him a height of 100%, otherwise it won't work. And we just copy and paste top, left, margin, padding, because we don't want to have any padding. If we save this, okay, At first, we're going to set the background color of our divs. So the div with the ID first, we're going to set to background color black. Then we copy this 2 times, 1, 2, the div with the ID second, and the div with the ID third. We give the background color gray and light gray, save this, and come on, fuck, home contact, oh, we call them first contact and home. Okay, so we have first contact and home, and as you see, we have an offset of 20 pixels on the left and on the top. It's a margin, so we're going to set the margin and padding of our one page to 0. Save this, reload it again. Here in our HTML tag, of course, because if we don't, our HTML tag of course has margin and padding, and now it works. The links also work, so now all we have to do is to link to these locations. And of course we don't have anchor points inside of our index because we want to have it simple. So if somebody will use our plugin, they simply have to create a div and give it the name, the class name OnePage, and just set the ID whatever they want, and but they have to link to this ID, of course, but they need to set the class OnePage and can give it whatever they want. But this ID has to be the same as they want to link to. So we need to create some anchor points inside of our divs, but we don't know how many divs we have created. So of course we need to call our document.ready function. What this says, when everything on the page is finally rendered, then call everything inside of this function. So we say function, and now we create 2 variables. One variable is our identifier for our OnePage, for our divs that has the class OnePage. So we say identify them with $, and dot the class name, it's OnePage. And now we are getting every single div with the class, every single element with the class OnePage, so we can modify them in our code behind. Then we want one variable, I call them root, and we want to modify our HTML tag and our body tag. So with this variable, we can modify our HTML and body tag, of course our CSS and everything else. So what we're now going to do is we need to create a for loop, because we don't know how many divs with the class name OnePage exists. So we create a for loop and say index I equals 0 as long as I is smaller than OnePage.length. What here happens is that when we say OnePage.length, we're getting the amount, the count of elements that has the class name OnePage. Of course, when we give it a name like 0, and we say here one page equals dot 0, and say one page dot length, we're getting the amount of elements that has the class name 0. So it will return 0 because we don't have an element that has the class 0. So we call the class one page and we get back 3. I++. And now if this happens, we want to get the ID of this div. So we say var ID equals one page with this index. So if its index is 0, one page 0, we're getting back the ID of this div. If the index is 1 and 2, we will get the ID from this and from this. And simply say .id. And then we're getting every ID from an element that has the ID one page. And with this identifier, or with this index, we say we want to have the first ID, and the first ID is first. And as the loop goes on, we're getting every next ID. And now we want to create inside of the div that has this ID, we want to append an A tag. So what we're going to do now is we say href equals equals ID, because now we're setting inside, if it's the first loop, we're setting inside of our first element that has the ID first. We're setting here an A tag with the ID first, and we're linking from here to here. And now this is going as long as we have IDs, and then we're going out of this loop, and here we want to call every single click that's happening on an A tag. We leave this empty because then it will be not visible for the client. So now we create say when an A tag gets clicked. So we call the click function. When an A tag is clicked, this function gets called, and we say when an A tag gets called, we say everything what happens inside of this function should happen. So we say at first we need to control if the A tag actually exists. So we say if, and say here $attribute $.attribute this. So it will gets the href of the ID that's actually clicked. So we say this, it will search for the whole document in this document for the A tag, and then get the attribute href. So what we will get here is when we click the first item, we will get this ID. Not this ID, we will get the thing that's in href. And we say if the index of this is not -1, so it should exist, And if this href is not only an hashtag, then just animate our body tag. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to console log this, that you know what we actually trying to control. And here we call our root because we want to animate our HTML and body tag, and say animate. And inside here we can control the speed of the animation, and we say this is in milliseconds. So if the animation should remain for 1 second, you should insert 1000 milliseconds. If you want 3 seconds, it's 3000 seconds. Okay, and all we want to do is we want to scroll top to be offset. It's a function top. What's happened here, we will call an element, actually the A tag of the clicked one. So we say $attribute this. So we're going to search the whole document for the href of the clicked A tag. And we set the offset to top. And as our offset from our A tag is 0, we're going to the next of our div. So if we try this okay, it does not animate. Let's take a look. Okay, there's no animation. What the fuck's going on? Road animate, scroll top, dollar attribute. Do we get anything in the console? No. Of course, we're getting all of our clicks here. So as I said, with this we're getting the href of the actual clicked A tag. And now we want to animate this attribute to this href and set offset top. Okay, this should work. Okay, wait a second, I will come back in a second. Okay, welcome back. Of course, it needs this has to be named scroll top and not circle top. So let's rename this to scroll top and refresh our browser and try it. And we're going to home, first contact, whatever you want. And now to show you that you can put as many divs as you want, we will create some new divs, and they will be created at the beginning of this script inside of this for loop. So if we refresh this and click to home, we will come to the last page. So this is home and this is Gigi. And to show it inside of the HTML, you see we're coming to this ID and we're scrolling to an A tag that has the href GG. So we're going to this attribute with this href, with the offset top. So, and now if you are inputting something inside of a div, let's try this and save this and refresh. And now scrolling through all this, there's no problem. You see, it works fine. But if there would be any trouble, we need to set here a new class and call it top. Save it, go inside here, and give it a CSS class with the name top, and just say top 0. And now if you reload this, it's the same as ever, but if some things happened and it can't be, the link is not on the top anymore, so maybe it's not at the top, you see, not at the top, it's inside of our div, somewhere here or somewhere here. It will always be in the top. Yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and of course don't forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button, and we'll see us next time. If you have any questions, or you would like to ask me anything about this tutorial, just leave a comment below, or write me an email, or write me on Twitter. And of course, if you have any ideas of what I should do, then just tell me, and we see us next time. Yeah, bye.